This League Speak, we're looking at something incredible that suggests one extra fighter will join. Blocked content. What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's League Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. Today, we're looking at something that I've wanted to talk about for a little while now, but now everyone's kind of talking about this because it's super evident that there might be one extra fighter coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's Fighter Pass, or additional to it. So nothing about a second Fighter's Pass, but definitely more along the lines of that first Fighter's Pass, including one more surprise or something after it. So I really wanted to talk about it with you guys because I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas of which character it would be, and a lot of evidence that this is actually happening in the game. So I hope you guys will join me for this discussion today. And for those of you guys who like giveaways, we are giving away Piranha Plant plushies. These are cute felt plant boys. You actually puppeteer these things, and don't be too mean to people because plant boys are actually super cute. So remember to like this video. So press the thumbs up, helps out the channel a lot. Press the subscribe button for blocked content and comment down below to enter for this giveaway at 50K. All right, guys, let's head right on into this. As you guys know, there is a sound test in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and there have been for all the Smash games. I think Sakurai really likes to give players the entirety of what he's made, and for, little chunks that people can really find and fine-tune, and all these little details and all the designs of the characters. Things like trophies is what he loved to do. But now, of course, we have the sound test for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with every single character in tow. And what's interesting here is that, of course, some characters get multiple slots. I mean, we have Bayonetta having two, just because she has a different hairstyle. Well, there's one tiny line change, and I think it's only for the Japanese version, but there's also Corrin, male and female. There's a couple of other characters that do that too, like the Inkling character. But there's, of course, also the Dragon Quest hero, which has 4 slots on the sound test menu, and then we have banjo-kazooie that also fills that one. But what's strange here is that there are 3 spots next, and there's a Pokeball icon, an assist trophy icon, and a general Smash icon. So to me, this is extremely interesting news because immediately my head goes wild, right? The sound test menu has been there forever, and of course it shows the sound test for voice clips for these characters. So basically it says that there's one more spot for a unique voice clip. Hero has 4 because of different voice actors. They have them for Pokeballs, they have them for assist trophies and general Smash noises and sounds in there. But there are 3 spots left, which are actually all white spaces. So these will be filled, which is highly likely. So if you look at the idea here, it's basically easy. 2 spots left for fighters, and then 1 extra, right? Well, there's 2 ways that this can go. One of them has me extremely excited, and the other one would be a great bonus. And here is the code word bonus, right? I mean, one of the new characters either has a new form, or a second form, or an alternate skin with a different voice, like a lot of the other characters do. Just think about Bowser Jr. and all those different skins. They all have different voices. Now, if we think about characters that are likely to join Super Smash Bros. One way or another, maybe in this Fighter's Pass, maybe upcoming, maybe in a next Smash game even, I think one of the ones that we talk about on the channel a lot are Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. I think there's an idea that that character has, of course, the classic outfit and the normal outfit. I don't know if the voices would change from that necessarily, but one that I think would make a little bit of sense and people have been talking about could be Crash Bandicoot and having an alternate for Coco Bandicoot, which would be really fun and amazing because, as you guys know, in the recent Crash Bandicoot games, you could actually play as Coco in, I think, the entirety of the game, like a lot of it that you normally would only play as Crash. And I think it's great because they have very similar, if not the same, move set, right? I think the polar bear changes for the tiger, and that's basically it. So if they want to include that in the move set, they'll have to change that. But those characters, of course, have very different voices, and they would need 2 slots on that select screen on the sound test. So for me, Crash and Coco kind of makes sense. I don't know if they'll do Coco. I think it's interesting, and I think that if they want to bring Crash over and they have more of the lore of the characters, then of course Coco makes a lot of sense, and I think will be a lot of people's favorite character from that franchise. Now, also, I've been digging around a little bit about characters that people really want in the game, and of course, we have this Mii costume that you got straight away when you joined the Super Smash Bros. Fighters Pass, and that was Rex. So Rex and Pyra, they could actually be characters in the game because Sakurai has shown love and support for those characters, right? Well, those are two characters, so they could maybe be treated as two characters. Maybe they'll be put together like the Ice Climbers, or maybe they'll be different characters with different slots within these things. And of course, very different voices would require their own little sub-menus. And this one is pretty crazy and pretty out there, but I do think that it has a pretty high chance of happening. I don't know if the duality of it will happen, but I think Doomslayer or Doom Guy, the character from Doom, would be an amazing pick for Super Smash Bros. In a lot of ways. I do think that they'll need to tone down a lot of stuff, but definitely two spots, because the classic and modern Doomslayer, because a lot of people love that new outfit, that, very grungy kind of style to it, very menacing, and a lot of people love the old box art version of the Doomslayer that's, has that exposed chest and the very, green color to it, and it's not as faded. Those could maybe have different voices. That could kind of make sense. If they do it with Bayonetta, where the only change is the hairstyle and stuff, then it would definitely make sense to have happen for Doomslayer, right? So another one here would be Resident Evil, and I think there's two ways to go here, because of course very famous characters, very fan favorite characters here are Jill and Leon from Resident Evil, and I think these two characters would be great to see in Smash Brothers because they offer up something different. They offer up a little bit of humanity, like normal humans in Smash Brothers, and how would you incorporate them, and would you give them all very heavy weapons or a lot of melee attacks? And I just like that idea. It's almost a little bit of what would be like a PlayStation All-Stars character in Smash, like that sort of idea. So same moveset, different voices would also fit. And alternatively to having Jill and Leon, it would maybe be easier on the animation side of things, and it could be Leon and Chris Redfield. So I think that that would also make a lot of sense. Chris has of course also been in the Marvel vs. Capcom games. So these characters are very famous, and of course also loved by fans for fighting games because they've shown up now and again. And some rumor that Banjo and Kazooie might actually have two different slots here. I don't think that will be the case at all. I think that like Rosalina and Luma, or Pikmin and the Olimar, I think that they'll all be grouped together under one thing. And Banjo and Kazooie, to me, are basically one character, right? That's the appeal of Banjo and Kazooie. Every time you write for a character like that, every time you develop a character like that, you don't really think of them as separate because they complete each other's. They need each other. You wouldn't want to have a solo adventure with just Kazooie or just Banjo, only if it would be like Diddy Kong Racing. But I think that it would have been even more awesome if Kazooie would be in the backpack in Diddy Kong Racing, and that Banjo didn't use his little pilot wing, but he would use Kazooie to fly. So I think that it doesn't really make sense to have Banjo and Kazooie separate. They are one entity and they should actually have one spot there. So super curious if you guys have any idea of which of the character combinations it could be, or one other crazy out there prediction is it could be 2 final fighters and 1 bonus character. So only one that makes sense in that regard to me. If you do 2 characters and then have one released as a bonus, as a maybe even a free character, the only one that makes sense to me is Geno in this sense. Like Piranha Plant, Mario franchise, recognizable for the fans, but definitely an extra, definitely not something that is huge and a lot of people know, but it has a steady fan base and would be a great treat to the fans, like A Wish Upon a Star, makes sense to me. Would be like Piranha Plant, I feel like that would be kind of the same area there, and it would be perfect bonus material. So you paid for that Fighter's Pass and you get a little something extra with it, and that's another character. So that would be the ultimate surprise. So do you guys think that it would be a character with duality, a character that has 2 spots in there? Or do you think that the 3 spots are for 3 characters? So the final 2 in the Fighter's Pass and maybe a bonus character added to it. It could even be as crazy as the idea of Master Hand finally appearing in Smash, although I don't think that that'll happen because it'll destroy the competitive scene. I think Master Hand would be definitely super, super overpowered, so that won't happen. If you guys have any thoughts about those final 3, please let me know. If you have an idea, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it. If you comment down below, your comment could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. Today's comment question is, who do you think the third fighter is? Or if you have any other theories, leave it down below. As for our previous comment question, talking a little bit about, bringing back franchises, is Marcus Hunter, saying, Takamaru is an absolute must, my #1 pick. The reason? He was considered a Sakurai again and again since Melee as an 8-bit rep, losing to Game & Watch and Duck Hunt. He has so many moves as an assist that he already feels as a fighter. Next Smash, Takamaru is in. Also, some studio at Nintendo, please make a new entry into the Murasame Castle. Same like you revived Kid Icarus after decades. Well, Marcus Hunter, thank you so much for your comment. I really like the idea of bringing back other franchises. Murasame Castle is, of course, very beloved in Japan, and it's a franchise that has, peaked a little bit more out there because of, Smash Brothers and, of course, Mario Maker having that little detail in there as well. So I think that it'd be really cool. Of course, is an assist trophy right now in Smash, but as we talked about 2 days ago, assist trophies might have their very own fighters pass. That would be super cool, and I definitely think Takamaru would be an interesting pick because of all the projectiles, but also the lore of the character, and having that sword, a 2-handed katana sword, I think could make for a very interesting parry kind of style, and maybe even have a lot of counter ability. Maybe every move somehow counters, and it's a character that's a lot more about defensive and waiting for your opponent to kind of screw up instead of going in for the attack all the time. That'd be a really interesting character, very zen and just waiting it out to wail on your opponent. So thank you so much for your comment, Marcus Hunter, and thanks everyone for commenting down below. These are always so much fun to read through. And of course, a huge shout out to his latest Patreon supporters. And Tyler, we have now finished the script for a brand new episode, so I hope you guys are ready to see some brand new content. And someone has anonymously donated something very, very generous, which is also going to get really great content that'll show up in the early next week. So thank you so much for doing so. If you want to have yourself created in the blocked content style, or join me for live discussions, have your own video idea animated by me, well, go to patreon.com/blockedcontent, because you'll get it happen there, and there's a bunch of incredible rewards there too, and they're waiting just for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family, there's always room on this table, guys. Click that subscribe button, ring the bell next to it for notifications, so every time we make a brand new video, you get it right there, delivered at your doorstep. All the news and fun will be delivered daily to you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya.